Welcome back. In this tutorial I want to show you how to work with PCG. First we need to add the plugin. Open plugin window and type procedural, and here you will find 4 plugins. Select each of them. Once you're ready, UI5 will ask you to restart the engine. And now we have to create the first PCG graph. So right click in a folder, create the PCG graph. I'm going to name it. Let's call it PCG statue and double click to open it. You will see input and output node, and we need to create few nodes to start working with PCG. First one is a mesh sampler. So basically it will give you information about the mesh we want to use. Then let's add the bounce modifier. And another one is going to be copy points. So bounce modifiers will create the size of your specific mesh you want to use in PCG system. Okay, once you will have the copy points node, then we need to get the actor. So select get actor data, because PCG system Unreal Engine needs to know what input we want to add to our system. Then change to all world actors, and as well change get single points in the data retrieval settings. As well, we need to have the actor selection by attack and how you can control it. Select your mesh in your level, go to the details tab, search for a tag, and we need to add the new tag. Let's call this one statue. Copy the name of the tag and just paste it in your get actor data node in the actor selection tag window. Okay, great. So now we have bounce modifier, we have copy points node. Once you click D on your keyboard, you're supposed to see the debug points. However, we don't see anything. Why? Because we need to add our PCG system into our level. As well, we need to add the mesh into our mesh sampler. So now just select your mesh in your content browser and click the arrow to add our mesh. Next step is going to be add our PCG system into our level. So go back to the content browser, drag and drop. As well, be sure that the bounds of the PCG include your meshes. In that case, we have only one mesh, which is this statue. Everything is fine, we can move forward. Next, we want to add more nodes, which will control the density. So there are 2 main nodes. First one is density noise, and the second one is the density filter. I'm going to show you how they react with PCG system. When you debug the density filter, you can control the lower bound and upper bound. As well, in the noise node, you can control different modes. I'm going to use the multiply this time. And in density filter, we need to add one more, which is the transform point node, which will be very useful for our mesh. And the last one in that part is going to be static mesh spawner. So we're going to spawn our mesh. You go to the mesh selector and then you can click the plus, and now we can add some meshes. I have some 3D plans from Megascans. Let's try to add 2 of them. And now you will see PCG system working. However, the scale of the mesh is wrong, because as you can see, I scale up our statue to 5 times. So what we can do in the transform point, you can click absolute scale. which will keep the real 1:1:1 scale of your static mesh spawn objects. Okay, I'm going to change a bit the density as well. Okay, it looks good. As you can see, it covers our mesh. However, what if you want to project the PCG only on some part of the mesh? You can use the normal to density node. Let's try this one, okay? By standard, it will have one in the z-axis, which means it will project everything on the top of the mesh, likely on the top face of the mesh. If we keep it 0 and let's say play a bit with the x-axis, you will notice difference. Like right now as well, we can control the y-axis. If you will have, for example, the rounded object, like let's say column, you can use the option I'm trying to show you right now. You can add a node and change the input sources to density and connect two normal to density nodes together. And if you change the values right now, it's supposed to project the points. Of course, you need to play a bit with the values. However, that's the perfect way to get the results you want to achieve. All right. In that particular example, I'm going to project the biomes on top of our mesh. So I'm going to use only the z-axis to make it much easier for you to understand. Okay, let's delete them. And now I want to show you how we can control basically the gradation of PCG. So let's just increase the density. As you can see, I selected one on z-axis, and now we need to add the node which is called execute blueprint. And then you need to change in the blueprint element type, search for the height. Okay, once you connect the nodes, you will instantly see difference, but only if you change the values in the gradient offset. So you have gradient offset and gradient scale. We're going to work with the gradient offset. So let's try to change it to like maybe 50. Okay, and I also debug this node so you can see how it works. Okay, now make our biome visible, and it actually projected our biomes on the top. But I want to change the direction. I want to project them from bottom to up. How to do it? You can add the attribute filter range node and just connect that our height to density with the filter minimum value. Okay, and now we don't see anything. Why is that? Because you have to change inside your attribute filter the threshold option and select actually density. Okay, so as you can see, if I increase even to 100, nothing changed. So click the attribute filter range and in minimum threshold select density. And now instantly you will see the difference. Okay, let's decrease the value, something maybe like 70. Okay, that's the way how you can create the PCG system very fast and easy for any kind of the mesh you want. Thank you for your time and see you in the next tutorial. Check out our other quick tutorials, and I really appreciate your likes and subscribes. If you want to learn more, head over to the 3D College page for our full Unreal Engine courses.